Welcome back. On November 24th and 25th, the Franco-Namibian Cultural Centre in Windhoek will be hosting the 5th edition of Katutura Fashion Week. It's happening under the theme, Taking Pride in Our Cultural Heritage and Diversity. The fashion extravaganza promises to be a bright celebration of Namibia's cultural heritage, setting the stage for an amazing presentation. To share more on this year's runway event is the Chairperson of Administration of the Katutura Fashion Week, Kaanjosa. Good evening and welcome, Bobby.
Thank you so much for having me. Good evening, Nina.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
This is the 5th edition of Katutura Fashion Week, and that's quite an achievement.
Yeah, it's quite a milestone.
Quite a milestone, yeah. Talk to us about, the growth of Fashion Week over the years.
I mean, when we began this fashion show, this fashion week, it was just sort of like an idea of someone who just woke up one morning and said, you know what? I think is this something that we can do, and the growth has been tremendous over the years. We've gained so many sponsors. We've been able to promote the Namibian culture, Namibian fashion designers throughout the past 5 years. It has been just an amazing journey so far.
Yeah.
And we cannot just wait to elevate
it further.
Yes.
You mentioned, of course, that FNCC came on board in 2020
yes.
and has been part of Fashion Week, Katutura Fashion Week since then. Talk to us about that partnership.
The partnership was made possible towards the end of 2019 because when we started the Fashion Week in 2019, we sort of actually partnered up with the College of the Arts, who are still our amazing sponsors, but then we needed sort of like a more like a better venue, something that would work. So that's when we partnered up with the FNCC, and they have been an amazing host since 2020. So basically, they just like sort of provide us with venue, space, and stuff, so that we can just be able to host the fashion events, which always happens over a period of like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to understand the inspiration behind choosing the theme for this year's Katutura Fashion Week, which is taking pride in our cultural heritage and diversity. Talk to us about that.
Well, Katutura Fashion Week has always been very cultural sort of, because what we focus on is sort of trying to promote Namibian cultures, or rather try to incorporate international cultures and bringing Africa, or rather the rest of the world, to Namibia, and also being able to take our cultures out there through the mediums of fashion. So every year we have a theme, and this year is basically saying taking pride in our cultural. So most of the designers were tasked with basically creating garments using Namibian, resources, Namibian cultures, inspiration from Namibian traditions and stuff like that, just to see how can we then make fashion, but while still creating that level of diversity. How can we, modernize a hero dress and still not taking away from that whole essence of it, what it is and what it represents, but still trying to make it something modern that the youth of nowadays can still be can be able to entertain or be in part of it, because culture has sort of changed over the years, but now because we come from a more fashion perspective, we want to make it fun. We want us to be able to say I can wear the Odelela fabric and still make it a part of my wedding dress, or make it part of my prom dress. So that's what we were focusing. So the designers were mostly tasked with creating garments creating garments with the inspiration of just like cultural diversity and just the heritage. But whether you have to go as deep as the 90s or the 80s or 1800s or whatever, just make something that we can look at and be like, I want to wear that, though it's something that represents my ancestors and stuff like that.
Yeah. What criteria do you look at when selecting designers to be part of Fashion Week?
Because when it comes to designers, they sort of apply. So what we look at mostly, we need to look at the garment quality, because we want to make sure that whatever you put on the runway gets to sell, even if it's not the same day. Or so we look at the things like quality, fabric used, designer experiences. Sometimes because we open our doors to amateur designers, we also look at talent, we look at the level of creativity and just all these sort of elements, just to see if this is someone we need to put on the runway, or they have to go back and still come back a different year.
Yeah. Christina Mboma's headlining this year with Mboma Streetwear. That is quite interesting. Tell us about that.
Well, that partnership came about. Wow. We actually partnered up with an organization called ROUNDUP organization, which basically focuses on trying to empower the youth. So they were actually the people that sort of partnered up with Mboma, because I believe this is part of her community projects and stuff. So and then they look at it and they're like, okay, how about we put it a part of the fashion show, which came to us as a surprise, because we were reached out by the ROUNDUP organization, and then they were like, oh no, we're bringing Mboma on board, and we were just like, okay, cool. We have this. We need her clothing to show. So the partnership is amazing. it's mostly streetwear. Her garments are mostly streetwear. So it's just good to have like Namibian products of that caliber at our event. We are really excited, and we can't wait for you guys to see the designs.
Well, give us a little bit of a sneak peek in one sentence, because I'm curious to know what a Boma streetwear collection would look like.
Well, what I can just say is just
So
expect
sporty?
streetwear.
Talk to us about the significance of also including designers such as, Namibian clothing, crochets by Anna, and of course, students from the College of the Arts.
Well, like I said earlier, we're looking at creativity.
Yeah.
I mean, someone who can make a full dress out of crochet, that must take a level of creativity and a level of talent. And again, that's what we look at. We want people to come and be able to showcase what they have. So we had this designer. So when they came on to us and they applied, they went through a process of, being evaluated by the team to say, okay, is this good? Because we have a team, part of our team, we have, College of the Arts lecturers who lecture these students. So they thought, okay, cool, how about we also give our students a chance to get a bigger platform to showcase, just to give them like a first-hand experience into the fashion world. So we have the first year and the second year students showcasing from the College of the Arts, each showcasing, like with the first years, they're showcasing a recycled garment. So we wanted to test how can they, we have the level of creativity, and then they have like a normal, fabric design. And then with the second years are showcasing all 4 pieces, like really stitched, well-stitched garments. So we're also excited for that.
That's fantastic. The event's happening on the 24th and the 25th, and there's different pricing categories. Talk to us about that.
Well, the pricing categories are quite very well. So we want to open the doors for everyone to come enjoy the Namibian fashion. So with the tickets, we are with the normal adults, which it's $250 a ticket, and that's basically for the first day. So when you buy the ticket for the day 1, you get to see all the shows. And if you buy the tickets for the day 2, you also get to see the show. But if you can't buy one ticket for all 2 days. You just have to buy for each show. So also with the students, it will be 100 Namibian dollars as long as you provide a student card. And then also for the kiddies, we're charging as little as $50. Just for them to also just come, because we have kiddie models also working the runway this year.
Oh, fantastic. Who's designing the kiddie line?
So far we have a designer. We did, of course, we're still busy doing fittings, and it's, we're doing fittings, so most of the designers have not come yet, but so far we have did fittings. We had a designer from Zimbabwe, but he's based here. His collection is called the Namibian Fashion House. So he's the one who is dressing our kiddies in little like Namibian inspired outfits, and it's so beautiful.
Fantastic. Any special surprises or features on the red carpet or on the runway that we can expect?
I guess you can expect a lot of surprises. Firstly, the Boma creation, and also a lot of surprises. And if I tell you, then what's the point of coming? But I will just be in for like a good show. We are really trying our level best to put up a great show. We have been in rehearsals since Saturday, just trying to put the show together and just trying to give people like a really great show. So if you want to see the surprises and the creativity, please do come join us on the 24th and 25th.
Fantastic. Bobby, what are the future aspirations and goals for Katutura Fashion Week and in promoting Namibian fashion and culture going forward?
Firstly, I would say more partnerships. We're looking at really growing our brand international, because in most of the years we have designers coming from countries like Zambia and South Africa in particular, because we have relations there. Right. But we want to open our doors more to more international designers, especially like countries like Nigeria, countries like even Lesotho, whatever. We just want a more international, open our doors to more international partnerships and stuff, like just to kind of bring that international relevance in terms of whether it be models, whether it be designers. We're looking for that. And also our biggest aspirations is to grow as big within our own country. That's our partnerships within like our corporations and individuals that are willing to come on board and stuff like us, because we also want to possibly partner up one day with like major fashion weeks like Windhoek Fashion Weeks or other major fashion weeks in the world.
Fantastic. It's happening at the FNCC?
Yes.
What time does it start?
We start at 6 on the Friday, the first slot, and that will end, I think it's on a 1 hour slot, and then the other one will start at 8. That's on day 1, which is the Friday, and then the same times on the second day also. The second day. Yeah.
Well, fantastic. All the best. I can imagine how much work there's still left to do, and you're running around like a headless chicken. You're doing amazing.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for your time and being here this evening.
Thank you for having me.
That was Chairperson of Katutura Fashion Week, Bobby Kaanjosa, speaking to us about the 5th edition taking place on the 24th and the 25th of November at the FNCC. If you'd like more information, go into the social media pages, purchase a ticket and support our local designers.